Oh, that's from Dacia.
Is it my fan?
Is there like music coming through? I'm sorry. I had a thing pop up on my computer. It was literally like jarring music. I don't know why that opened. That's strange. Anyways, welcome back, Tasia. Emily, we're going to start from your place of origin. What we do start. I just noticed on Twitter that KMS wants to play though, and she would be so great. So I'm seeing if I can invite her to the call really quick.
Sure.
The more the merrier, the more the loot.
Yeah, and I'm
As
enough
we used to
pre-gens.
say in college.
We don't even have to worry about. What is her freaking Gmail?
Yeah. So I was thinking Larissa would be from the equivalent in your world of the Hamptons.
Okay.
Probably going back and forth between big cities. Has a lot of jersey knit dresses that she can just ball up and go with.
Just an FYI, I am on the Patreon. There is a request to stream it, so just so you know, you absolutely do not have to. It's totally your discretion, Sam.
We are actually just live with that. That noise. As soon as I heard like a strange noise, that was that my Twitch making noise at me. So as of like 45 seconds ago, or like a minute ago, we are live.
Oh, thanks a lot, Josh.
Yeah.
Anytime we go to stream, we're like, make sure you tell us beforehand. And he's like, okay, so we'll be like just talking bullshit or whatever. And he's like, guys, we just went live like 2 minutes ago. We're like, fucking hey, Josh. What the hell?
I was totally prepared for that, but not.
I think I might have accidentally leaked that we were going to do a Patreon that way, and he was like, "Oh, just." I was like, "You should have told me."
It's funny. Miss Veronica, while I am trying to get Kim in the chat or see if she... Oh, actually, she'll respond right this second. I was going to ask you to briefly describe Kim to us because she is the main character of this world.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that while I try to get Kim in here.
Sure. Okay, so Kim is a tiefling, and she has red skin. She is very dominatrix in makeup, in that she just has boobs and ass like pow. Just so much pow in boobies and hiney. She does not wear her armor if she isn't fighting. So whenever she goes into battle, she will suit up. But unless she's doing that, she's got, a robe on, thigh-high boots, and stuff like that. Let's see. She's got long, flowy hair. Her tail is very thin and devilish looking, so it's got that nice point at the end of it. Trying to think what else. When she is in battle, she uses a magic flail and a shield, like a big tower shield. Huge black armor. And she has super red lips. Like, you would think that it's just obnoxious lipstick, but it's not. She has, like, fiery red lips so that she can mark you with kisses. It's adorable. And let's see. As far as looks go, I think that's about it. I think.
Nice. Yeah. I want to jump into it and not spend too much more time trying to find these player characters. We're up on Twitch, and I've told them the place, so they can come talk to us if they want to proceed with that further. Yeah, we're internet famous, guys. So great. I had some ideas about our Kickstarter that we're going to do for this, but I'll talk to you guys about shop later. That's fine. We can just play D&D for now.
Dude, don't do No, do Patreon. Patreon is so much easier. Don't do Kickstarter.
No, this literally is.
We know what
Patreon
happens
game,
when you
though,
ask for
for
$1,000
Cthulhu
and
fans.
get 11,000.
Cool. So, you guys ready to D&D?
Oh, I'm so ready to D&D.
Excellent.
I need to establish a character voice for Kim, though, so I'm going to be maybe trying some of that out.
Please
tonight.
do. Yeah, totally. Where we left the adventure last time was you had slain a lava dragon and eaten its fucking heart. We'd rescued a dwarven priestess or priest? I think priest.
Priest.
Yes. And there was a promise of some reward of a goblet of unlimited wine, a chalice that every time you drank from it would refill with wine that had some sort of supernatural ability in that way, and was a holy relic to this area as well. The party was made up of this tiefling woman by the name of Kalana, who was just kind of like think Ariel from The Little Mermaid. She was brand new to civilization. Everything was just so new and exciting to her. She literally had knickknacks that she thought were treasures, like a fork that she had on her person that she just adored and treasured. And she was a very deeply psychic character, a scion, who kind of drew her strength from other people who she perceived as stronger, and that ended up over the course of the game being V's character especially, and she ended up kind of emulating Veronica's character Kim.
That's exactly what this world needs. 2 Kims.
That character was played by me. We had a dwarf.
Sorry, Zach.
We also had a dwarf played by John, by the name of Bjorn, and we had a changeling played by why am I blanking on his name? Rob, right?
Rob.
Yes, by Rob.
From Zombie Slag on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And he played a changeling witch. The changeling witch is still with us. Is going to be played by a different character or a different player right now. Tasia. Tasia, changelings in my mind, they are kind of prone to hiding their true self. So you being a new person without even memories of that previous encounter, I think will only contribute to that. You got the character sheet to go there. And Emily, you have not joined the party as of yet. I'm going to say that there was so much revelry from your party that the party got extremely inebriated, and that we're going to be slowly coming to after this night of drunken revelry. So,
got it.
Party, I am going to give you a YouTube link, and you're going to watch the first 30 seconds of it, and that is going to be a dream that you have had.
Have some of us maybe seen this
too.
before?
You've seen it. Well, have you seen this? You have not seen this before. You had a dream sequence from, after a lot of drinking, because that's a very common trope and things I like to do. But not this particular one.
And just very common in life, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I pursued the career I did. That's why I moved to Louisville,
Right, what you know, right?
Dreams after raging nights of drinking.
Let's see if this one does it. So we're looking for, just the first 30 seconds of it. Let me know if it works. If not, I'll find a different link.
Am I supposed to see it too?
Yes, absolutely. So you Tasia, your character is a party member with Veronica's, and you have adventured with her in the past, and you're a witch of some renown, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And don't worry, there's going to be a lot of making up as it goes along. So you're with Kim, and you're experiencing this as well.
My video says, watch this video on YouTube. Playback on other websites has been disabled by the Vidya owner.
God damn it!
Kim says in her sleep.
Yeah, you're having that kind
That was literally the most terrifying thing I've heard since GeeklyCon, where the most terrifying thing was also done by Veronica.
Wait, what did I do?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Just the Call of Cthulhu game was...
Oh, yes.
Just the entire amalgamation of that experience. Yeah. It was scary. I mean, I used to believe I had zero phobias, Veronica. I believed that about myself. I thought there was no significant fears that I had as a person. And then I met you, and now I know that not to be true.
Oh, that's so funny.
I didn't even tell her what I was afraid of, and she, tapped into everything.
Yeah.
I had all the phobias until I had to DM this game. All of them.
And then what you're doing is you're pawning them off on other people. Like, you were afraid of the things I fear now.
Yeah. I used to be afraid of catfish, even.
Well, I mean, they're just sneaky bastards. I mean, who likes catfish?
No. I can't, but well, I don't know. I still haven't seen someone on TV do that noodling thing, which I think is terrifying. That is how we're going to find the lost dinosaur, is some redneck noodling. And,
Who art thou?
Denver
One of us
last
thou
dinosaur
art
is going
not.
to come back.
If thou hast
I would
misstepped
also
into-
watch.
I found the
listen
YouTube
to-
link.
I found the
Oh,
one I
awesome.
specifically want you guys to watch, and I posted it now.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's the same one that you posted. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for finding that, Tasia. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So just, you want to go? It should be the 48-second video. You just want to go to second 30. The rest of the dialogue is not relevant to this, or canonical in this world.
I'm gonna watch all of it.
Oh, you don't. It won't. It'll just be weird because the rest of the stuff this character doesn't say. Okay.
I want
Sorry.
it a little bit longer than 30 seconds.
Yeah, it gets weird because it's character dialogue ripped from a game. So there's the death animation, which sounds like weird out of context. Yeah, that's why I just said 30 seconds. I would have just pulled the audio that I needed, and I had more time because I've done that before. But yeah, I know exactly what you heard, Emily, and I apologize.
Okay, so I only heard 30 seconds of it.
Good, thank you, Veronica.
I followed directions.
I tried. I couldn't get to it. Directions.
Excellent. So,
That bitch wants me to leave her lands.
I like how this world is now, as far as we know, only populated by women and only player characters are in it, because that's all we've encountered is one PC who is female. Nice.
Yeah.
This is like my Sailor Moon game all over again, which is the best thing in the world.
I really need to watch the new Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
I
me
like it.
too.
I enjoy it. I think it's a fun time. Okay.
I've been catching up on Naruto, though. Okay, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No worries. Veronica, Kim is coming to very slowly. Your head and your horns are almost kind of like stuck to this wooden table, which is a bit of a strange experience. As you look up, your lips are like burning into the wood a little bit, and there's a little bit of smoke coming up from it. And you are just dimly seeing this table of upturned casks and tankards and all sorts of things that would seem to indicate some sort of debauchery.
Oh God, not again. I'm gonna roll a perception to see if I can find anyone from my previous party.
Excellent.
Ooh. 9 plus 1 is 10.
You don't know where you are or how you got here specifically. It would almost seem to have been lost time in some way, whether that's due to inebriation or otherwise, you're not sure. You don't see anyone you immediately recognize, and you look around expecting to see dwarfs, and you do not. You see a mostly empty but very large tavern populated by some people of either human or elven population, lineage, I should say, and some mixture thereof.
Do I hear anything around me with that perception roll? Like, is there are there people talking or any kind of commotion?
Yes, there are a couple
Or
people
is it
talking.
still?
And before you is a figure. Now, Tasia, Tasia, you're playing a changeling. You are in this tavern with Kim. She's an adventurer with you. You are not in your true form, though. I want you to make up a form that your character would inhabit. What are you? Do you turn into a dwarf? Maybe a human or a bodyguard? What did you turn into as you slept?
What's my relation to Kim?
Kim is a party member with you, so you have been on adventures together. You've literally faced down a dragon together too.
But I will say
Um,
you were somewhat useless.
That's
Last time.
true. Your character did have a couple of problems in the combat.
Yeah. Just rolled
Oh,
over.
so you don't like me.
No, it's not that I don't like you. It's just that I showed you up and I'm a little proud of it.
To be fair, my character was more useless. Because her character did nothing. My character actively hindered the party a lot.
It's also true. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll be a male human, normal.
Excellent.
Nothing to add.
Kim, before you see unconscious and stooped over the table, a male human figure. You will notice, well, on the perception check, you probably don't notice this. I will say that his hand is grasping something, and the hand and the fingers and the fingernails are a lot longer than that would be typical to human males, as you understand.
Okay.
The bartender seems really perturbed.
Oh. Kim has been in situations such as these before, and she knows that it is never a good idea to stay on the bad side of the bartender. So she's going to quietly get up and let's see. Check for her belongings. Just make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. And most important, she is going to be checking to see that she has the goblet, because she doesn't see her dwarven friend Bjorn, or the tree, or I forget. Oh, and the other character was female, so she doesn't see anyone from her past party.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You RP so well that it reminds me that you don't metagame. Like, because I was almost tripped up
I
there.
won't.
Yeah.
So I don't see anyone that I know. So I'm going to assume that they have split.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and find that goblet before I leave. If I don't find it right away, I'm just going to leave.
Okay. You recall in our last game that you would spend every dime to your name with kind of like a rogue that swindled you out of it. But you're surprised to see that you do have gold on you, which is strange because you didn't go to sleep with gold on you, that you recall. You have approximately 1,600 gold piece on your person in 2 different purses.
Amazing.
You also find the goblet, and you also find Bjorn's shield.
Oh my god, I killed them.
Oh no! I'm sorry, how much gold did you say I gained again?
1,600 GPs.
Jeez Louise.
I don't mind
okay.
buying my players' affections. It's fine.
I immediately stow that in my bag of holding,
Mm-hmm.
just so that it's not out and about and clanging on my hip.
Holding, nice.
Oh yeah, I think that I gained that. That's what I gained from Steph's campaign.
If I had known that, I would have literally replaced it with a bag of feeding while you were asleep. But I didn't know that, so I didn't think of that. Because that would have been fun.
That would not be fun.
You would have lost a hand, or at least a finger.
Let's see.
Um.
Okay, so
sorry,
I also
Tasia,
get the goblet and walk out.
You walk out of the bar?
I'm gonna at least head towards the door.
Interesting. Okay. I like it. Tasia, you are awake, just kind of slowly coming into consciousness. You are not inherently aware of your form, other than I know that you kind of don't like people to see your true form, so you're aware that you're in one of your many, many disguises. You're just kind of intuitively you can sense that. You're coming into consciousness. You can see a coiled up tail of a tiefling as one exits or is heading towards the exit of the tavern. And you see roughly the same circumstance, and it is an unfamiliar setting to you.
I go up to her and I ask, where are you going?
Describe to me exactly what you do. Do you touch me or do you keep a distance?
No, I talk while I'm walking towards you.
And
Okay. I will turn around and... I'm sorry, do we know each other?
Don't you know me?
Now, I want to
We've
jump
been
in right
fighting
here
together.
and give you one thing to keep in mind as this male stranger is approaching you and saying, "Don't you know me?" You were slumped over the table in such a, or that you both were in such a way that it looked like you had been perhaps drinking together. I don't know if that makes Kim
Okay.
ingratiated to this person or suspicious of this person, but keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to roll an insight check to see if I can recognize who this is. Like, if I can just go back and see if I can remember through this drunken haze if it's what it is.
Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Four plus 1 is 5
On insight,
on insight.
not only do you not know who this is, you kind of can usually hold your liquor, and you don't become blackout drunk unless you intend to. You certainly don't wake up in taverns you don't intend to all the time. You are suspicious of this person.
Okay. Look, I don't know what you want from me, but I'm not in the mood for games.
I'm not playing with you. We were together like 5 minutes ago before we get
Ah!
drunk.
I love how this interaction looks so different from both sides.
I'm going to glance over at the bartender, and is he paying attention to us at all?
Yes, and he's heading your direction.
Okay. I point at him. You. What happened here?
Oh, Melora, be good. You can speak common? For fuck's sake, woman, why couldn't you speak common last night?
I was speaking, Elvish all night.
Alright, well, Elvish you might have been able to deal with. Look around the bar, there's plenty of elves here. I mean, I can deal with knife ears all day. You were speaking some language I'd never heard before,
I'm not
and
there.
you would not shut up in it.
Kim takes her tail and starts digging through this little back pouch that kind of rests over her butt a little bit, and she pulls out a notebook, and she starts just fervently flipping through pages. She's like, nope, I have no notes on that. That did not happen.
So, from my understanding of the RP prompt, the way I understand it is that you RP Kim as a low wisdom character who wants to be good at
Yes.
combat, and so she'll write down experiences that are relevant to her, either tactically or as a professional adventurer for her reference in the future.
That's correct.
That's awesome, too. That's such a clever way to RP low wisdom, and to do it in a way that's, you're still, like, such a badass adventurer. That's cool. This campaign is going to be a lot of me just doting on player characters. Emily. Emily?
Yes.
Emily, you are a resident of this city, and I'm going to task you on naming it. It's a somewhat big metropolitan area. It is in a place that's kind of there's a lot of wilds that are around it. It's sort of a frontier city, but it's still pretty big. You are known about town as a bit of an adventurer. You're level 5. And there are some people who I do know that, I don't know that this is exactly work so well with your character. I'd have better motivation written for you had I more time for this world. But you know of this tavern called the Wandering Dragon Inn, and there are a lot of people who are complaining about a near violent tiefling and this other seemingly changing shape person who were causing problems and people couldn't understand that had been there from last night. And they've asked you to come try to communicate with these people if possible.
All right. Well, if I'm going to name this city, I'm going to be very self-serving and name it after the rough and tumble big frontier city in my own world.
Nice.
Baya. Biyya. Biyya.
Biyya. Excellent. What else? There's one other specific prompt I was going to give you right at this time, and it's escaping me right now. which is oh, I remember. This is so important. You also shared that vision that all the other player characters had. The who art thou? One of us thou art not. That you experienced that too, and it was otherworldly to you. It may be the other player characters may be able to kind of pawn that off as being a drunken thing, but to you it did not seem natural. You were not asleep when that happened, and it was unnerving.
Well, just one question: Am I still from a noble family?
Yes, absolutely.
Sweet. That's all I care about right now.
So you may choose to pick up this quest and try to speak to some people at a tavern if you wish.
No, I'm gonna go to the movies.
Oh, okay, all right. So that player character's gone.
No, I would totally do that. I'm always looking for a little bit of trouble to try and piss off my parents. So I will go out and seek these other adventurers.
Excellent. So you are walking into the Wandering Dragon Tavern, walking into this slightly portly gentleman, the barkeep, who you know as being a kind of person who's okay at running a tavern, not good for much else, named Rickard. And he's accosting this tiefling, this intimidating-looking 6-foot tiefling woman, and this human male that you've never seen before. The human male, his eyes look a little black, and his hands do look a lot longer than you would typically associate with a human male. I just say that to you because you're a badass level 5 adventurer. You might pick up on that. I should make you roll for shit like that. Too generous.
All right, then I guess I won't roll. So does it look like he's accosting them? So it looks like he's in the wrong.
It looks like he's very upset, and that he's not in a good mood.
And his name was
Rickard.
Sorry,
you know him.
Rickard. I do know him.
Yeah, you literally do. He's in another game.
I know him, but also Larissa would know him. So she's going to. So in walks this female elf. She has long, flowing, full but straight chestnut brown hair, and she is dressed in adventuring clothes that are quite fancy. Including boots that seem to have been stitched with gold thread. And she walks into the tavern like she owns it, which is because her family does. Because this is RP, why not? And so she's going to walk in, see the situation, and go up to Rickard and just say, Rickard, what's all this? What is going on here?
What's all this, then?
What's all this, then? Please don't make me do an accent.
Rickard looks. What's your name?
Larissa, or Baroness von Vanderberg to him.
Madam Baroness von Vanderberg. These this woman here and this gentleman here were causing all sorts of revelry and been here all night. Now suddenly can speak common. They asked you here because some sort of non-common language you might have heard of in your travels. And anyways, I'd rather have my bar to myself. Thank you very much if you can deal with these.
I will hand him 10 gold pieces and shoo him away.
He's enraptured at the money. And
at the sound of money exchanging hands, can I roll a perception? Like I'm hearing an exchange happen and now I've heard coins dropping. I'd like to roll a perception to see if I can eavesdrop on what they're saying.
Please do.
18 plus 1 is 19?
Yes, you hear very well the entire conversation. And you're under the impression they don't know that you hear it.
Carry on.
All right, so Larissa would shoo Rickard away, and she would turn to the other two and say, I apologize for our bartender, Rickard. He is not known for being the most gracious of hosts. Hello, I am Baroness Larissa von Vanderberg, and welcome to Vaya.
Hello.
Baroness.
Yes.
I'm Jeff.
You're Jeff. I like it.
Jeff.
Is that how you prefer to be called, not by some other title or surname?
No, Jeff's just fine.
Jeff.
There are some who call me
Fabulous.
Jeff.
Jeff?
Others who call me Hefe. Let's see.
I like that Kim still doesn't know that she's with one of her party members.
Yeah, I'm still completely confused about this. I'm going to tuck my book away and extend my hand. Baroness, it is a pleasure to meet you. And I'm going to charisma and try to make friends.
Nice.
And attempt to steal my purse.
Oh, undoubtedly. Okay.
Add it to the already 2 purses that she has on her person.
So this is just going to be a bluff. I'm just trying to butter her up so much. 19 plus 13 is 32, right? Yeah, 32.
Yeah. Emily, if you were opposed to any specific thing she's trying to do, I'd give you an opportunity to PvP roll, but I would say that she's ingratiating herself quite well to you and seems intensely gracious.
Right. Well, and I would have no reason to.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. These are travelers, and oh my, I've heard of tieflings, but I've never met one.
Oh, and now you know of our unwavering kindness.
How I
do you tell me your name?
No, not yet. I'm actively trying to avoid it by flattery.
Oh, okay.
How we ended last game.
Am I still feeling drunk?
Say again. I'm sorry.
Are we still feeling drunk?
No, there is no sign of inebriation or hangover to you. Which, if you are in a different city than you blacked out in, it would be unusual to wake up and be like, yeah, I'm 100% good to go. Unless your name is Samuel Brady or you're the god of tits of wine. That's a kind of strange thing. There's this comedian. Oh, shit, I'm getting way too distracted. There's this comedian, and he says that people say you shouldn't drink or do drugs because when you wake up from the drinks or the alcohol or the drugs, you have the same problems as when you try to avoid them. He's like, I don't think that's true at all. When I go to sleep from alcohol or drugs, I have a whole new set of problems when I wake up, not the ones I go to bed with. It's like, oh my god, I'm handcuffed to a dead hooker in the zoo. This is not a part of my life 16 hours ago. But sorry.
So I will invite the other two to use my friend named Larissa.
Let's see. I think that she's probably being genuine with me and isn't going to get me in trouble. So I will say, Madam Kim, and give her a kiss on the hand. No burning sensation.
Oh, I was about to
Am I marked? And can I tell if I'm
She's
marked? Well, you are both welcome here, Master Jeff and Madam Kim. What brought you to our fair city?
Well, funny thing that I have no idea.
Kim, on the street...
I'll roll a bluff
Okay, please do.
and say I was just drinking.
I gave you the RP
And I
prompt,
got-
hide your true self, and I love that you're running with that, because to me that's very Chamberlain.
I got 6 and have +8, so 14.
14 on bluff.
Yeah.
That's... I know for a fact that Kim's passive insight is higher than that. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You get the sense that that's not the whole truth. without even rolling.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, my passive insight is so low. It's 11. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, mine's 12.
I'd give you the opportunity then to roll insight on that if you so chose.
Okay.
I rolled a 4 plus 2 is 6.
11 plus 1 is 12.
You both very sincerely believe that this person is confused after a night of inebriation. The way he says it almost sounds like he's a little embarrassed, like it's happened before. And it's almost like a telltale sign of alcoholism.
Ugh, fucking drunks. How did I end up with this guy?
You know, Kim is
What are you
the
talking
highest...
about, lady? You were drinking with me. Are you crazy?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
but
no.
I don't have a horn ache. I don't... Fine.
Now, Tasia, remember, you don't remember blacking out or that this happened through alcohol, and you're not hungover. You
Okay.
mentioned bluff specifically, so just do keep in mind that you are lying, which I love. Yeah, I'm not trying to dissuade you, but just to be clear. Now,
Okay.
Kim, you in kind of like thinking on that, because you did roll a check, it took a couple seconds, and Kim does take a moment to ponder through things sometimes. She's not the highest wisdom level. You did just kind of like blankly look at some people on the streets, and you notice that some of the denizens of this town include hamadryads, which you very rarely see from places that you've been. In fact, you've only seen one hamadryad in your entire existence.
Those are
At
the
that,
three people, right?
yeah.
What's that? Yes.
At the realization of that, I am going to think out.
Excellent.
Kelowna,
I'm so glad that you did that. Very good. So this was information that I'm in the darkness, so I'm going to turn on my lamp. I'm just going to take 1 second.
Okay, good. I was about to ask if it was like if something was wrong with my computer.
No, my room is natural lighting. Like the whole wall is like a balcony. But then at a certain time I need to turn on the lamp. Although I prefer it to be natural lighting when I can. In last game, Kalana, who is a scion, basically think a telepath, use an ability on Kim called Send Thoughts. And you do have the opportunity to reciprocate that at any point in the future. So any other person, whether they're magically inclined or not, can, as a free action, send something telepathically to someone they're bonded with in that way. And that happened between Kim and Kalana. So I love that you chose to reach out to her, because that's something that you certainly can do. You do feel her mind, strangely enough. You're not sure of the range on this, but you do feel that she's there somewhere. And you don't get her responding to you per se, but you get a moment from her point of view. And you're seeing what she sees in those. And you see that she's in some sort of wild place, not a city, but is a forest place. She's moving faster than any non-hamadryad could move, because they can forest walk at places that are at speeds that are kind of unimaginable to other people who are in the forest. She's moving quickly through a place that's very familiar to her. You get that sense of homeness and familiarity. And
Okay.
that's what you get.
Okay, so I'm not concerned about her safety. I'm going to assume that since we're not in the dwarven city, that the dwarf stayed and helped his people. So that really only leaves Kaylee, the changeling. Excuse me. So, okay. So now my mission is going to be to forget that Kaylee ever existed. Because then I might feel like I have to share this loot that I have with her.
While you are thinking about eliminating Kaylee from your empathy and from being someone you adventure with, roll me a nature.
5 plus 1 is 6.
Damn it. I want to give you information.
Let's see.
Emily, roll
Now-
a nature as well. Go ahead, Veronica.
I'm sorry. If it's something that like that I have encountered before.
It is.
I probably have notes about it in my book, so I can probably reference that.
That's a really good point. You would probably need to be suspicious of what you would need to reference, though, in general.
11
Okay.
plus 4 is 15.
Is 15? Okay. So, Kim, if there's any reason that sticks to your character's RP that you would want to look up this, there are abundant notes on the subject in your book, I believe.
Okay.
But, Emily, you're kind of aware that humans don't look exactly like this human that's before you, and it would be imperceptible to most people, but you're not most people. You are a level 5 adventurer. You are a Baroness. You notice the fingers are longer than they should be, are slenderer, that the nails are kind of like almost fluctuating a little bit, that the eyes are black, and the pupils seem kind of a little bit big, and that the colors seem a slight bit muted. Not like very muted, but every flesh tone or every bit of hair seems a bit washed out, if you were referred to as color. You do know that...
Can I roll a perception?
You can, but what they're seeing is you.
Oh, okay, see. Yeah, but... sorry, sometimes it gets, like, Portuguese.
No worries, no worries. Yeah. I mean, I'm literally just having fun with the fact that you're hiding your appearance is the only thing I'm doing. It's not progressing the story necessarily.
I want to see if I perceive that she saw that I'm not a normal human.
That's an excellent idea. Why don't you do so? You can either roll perception or insight, whatever you wish.
Okay. It's 13 plus 12 in insight and 25.
25, excellent. You are very acutely aware that this person's looking at you in a way that's strange. And it's a feeling that you're familiar with as you tend to hide yourself, that you're hyper-conscious of it. It's something you always look for, and you can see that this person sees that you're different.
Okay. Can I roll like a bluff to, I don't know, maybe put my hands in my pockets or something like
but
it?
Tancia, you would probably intend to let Kim know who you are at some point, even if you're having a little bit of fun, I would say. That is
okay.
the only person in the world that you know where you are.
Sorry, can you repeat?
That's the only person, you're in an unfamiliar environment, and she's the only person that you know that's with you in that unfamiliar environment.
Okay. Okay. So, no.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
I don't
go ahead,
know
Emily.
what... I'm not sure what Larissa would do, so I'm gonna roll a percentage die.
Yeah, please do.
Hi, I'm gonna say something about, you're not like a human I've ever seen, and I'm not gonna say anything because I actually have decent manners. And I have decent manners.
Thank God I don't.
I know. So I will notice these things, and I don't know if have I ever encountered or heard about changelings.
As a level 5,
That's what you
say
say?
you probably have.
Oh.
You recognize her, and I gave you a pretty good description of the physicality of a changeling who doesn't take a feat to hide themselves better, because they are noticeable. If they don't take extra feats to not be noticeable as player characters. So I would say, given that yes, you're aware of what they are.
Okay, so I know he's a changeling.
Yes.
But I respect people's life choices.
Kim, both people that you're talking with aren't talking to anyone else and are giving each other strange eyes.
What's going on? Have you guys fucked before? That's like immediately what I think is like, oh, okay. If you guys need some space.
That's not it. The lady is just polite enough to not mention my physic abilities.
And by that he doesn't mean that we have knowledge of each other's physical abilities that is
Oh, sorry.
oh my, a human. Oh,
I
Crazy.
didn't mean that.
I mean,
Sorry.
I have done some slumming, but a human.
Oh God, I managed to make it more weird. Sorry. And I
It's
say
most
that
excellent.
in the game.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
I,
that's not what I meant. You
At the
see, I have some abilities to change. You know, Kim? To change.
to change, and I'm gonna roll. Oh God, I just want to fucking do this. Shit. 5 + 1 on insight.
Now, Tasia, do you believe that you, as a changeling witch, change your physical appearance in a way that only Kim can see there? You've been other forms in front of her that she knows, so it's really easy for you to, like, suddenly have a little bit of a beard on one side like you did when you were a different sort of a male, or something that might tip her off.
Okay.
And you can use
So
those as
I'm
free
gonna
action.
make it.
Okay, cool.
It's
So-
like winking, but with a beard.
So, Kim, it takes you a full several in-game seconds for it to dawn on you, but you get a very big hint in the form of her changing part of her physical appearance in front of you to something you've seen her be before.
I pull out my notebook, reference my notes, check. I understand, and I say, "I've got you now." Ha 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 ha. Yes.
Oh, so you two have. Oh, yes, I see.
Took you a little, huh?
I mean, I will fuck anything. I'm a tiefling.
Do you say that?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. And I'm like, changelings are amazing. They can fit anything. They can change their physical form. There's no way to be unsatisfied. You should try it.
Please, don't say it out loud.
Because I've had this connection with Kilana, now I think that I might be able to have psychic powers. And I'm like, I think it at you, but no one knows what I'm thinking. I just...
As you kind of, like, reach the part of your mind that you've only experienced with Kalana, you do realize that you are under a couple of her spells that we encountered before, one of them being skill empowerment, and skill empowerment to intimidation.
Ha ha ha, yes. That's +3, yeah?
It's +3.
Okay. Excellent.
You also notice her fortune-telling magic, too, in that she's got a pulse of what your immediate future would be. Not, like, very specific things, but just rough details, as she tries to do with people that are close to her or important to her.
Okay. So I'm going to look over at the Baroness and say, so I'm going to be straight with you. I don't remember how I got here, and I had a really weird dream about a woman with very perky breasts and white hair. And
Is this an unusual dream for you?
I mean, not really, but I don't really remember my dreams that much. But this was very vivid and clear. And it's strange, but I feel like I need to maybe leave because...
She threatened your life.
Yes. And I need to find her and murder her.
I had,
Funny.
I think, a similar dream last night. It didn't quite end that way.
Can everyone please roll me a religion?
Oh,
Crit.
Crit?
Crit.
7
It's
plus
strange for you
11,
to see something
11
18.
plus 12 is 23.
Okay. I'm going to speak first to Kim's experience because it's a crit, and she gets the most information, but a lot of you will have most of this too. So, it wouldn't be like you to kind of get this kind of a thing without looking at your notebook specifically, but maybe it's you kind of reaching the part of your mind that you've shared with Kalana. You remember that she was, when you first met her, an adherent of the goddess Melora, and you are now suddenly aware that the visage you saw bears some resemblance to what the silly, stupid Melora worshippers describe her as being. And you now are under the impression that you saw a visage of the goddess Melora speaking to you.
Do I know what her alignment is?
You do. It's chaotic good. She's the goddess of nature.
Okay. So I don't really have a problem with that.
Yes. And everyone who rolled above a 15 is kind of vaguely aware that it would have something to do with Melora, and that Melora is very widely worshipped in this part of the world.
Well, of course, nature is all around us. I am a wild elf, of course. Tree houses.
Do you say this aloud?
Well, no, I would be thinking, and I would say, Jeff, Hefe, have you?
I never said my name was Hefe, but okay, call me as you want.
Hefe Jeff. Did you have a similar dream?
Funny you should say, were we sleeping together last night?
That may be information we don't need to get into. I will leave that to the two of you and to Sahanid.
Because I really don't remember what I was doing here. I was not drinking at all. I just woke up here, just like her.
So you don't drink?
No, yeah, I drink. Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
But I didn't drink today.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well,
it's 10 a.m. I've only
perhaps-
had 2 drinks. Come on, who do you think I am?
Perhaps we should seek out the Temple of Melora, and one of the priestesses might be able to give us more guidance about what these dreams mean.
They should be great. Yeah.
I take a deep bow. Lead the way, Baroness.
I like this. Like, no, Emily, like the character likes it, but Emily likes it too. All right, I mean,
Okay, Baroness, do you choose to lead your now new formed party to the Temple of Melora in this city?
yes, it's like the most logical thing to do.
Excellent. Why don't you describe the path in your city to the Temple of Melora?
So if I remember correctly, the symbol of Melora is a seashell with a spiral in it.
I'm gonna say sure.
And if I'm misremembering if I'm misremembering the symbols, I apologize. And so I would say that this is a city that it's a city, but it is also interspersed with the woods
Yes.
because there's such a high concentration of elves here. But there would be a very clearly marked path that is a path of pilgrimage that takes one around the entire city and leads to the outskirts closest to the forest where the open-air Grecian-style temple to Melora lies. And before we can go in, we have to purify ourselves and remove our shoes.
Okay, that's where the party begins to come up to. How is Kim reacting to what she's seeing?
I do not like the thought of removing my shoes.
You do have thigh-high boots on, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
You don't have to. It's not
I
like
do
they're
too. You guys can't
lawful
see it, but
good.
I'm wearing my.
Maybe.
Anyways,
All right.
you can be uncouth, perhaps.
Maybe you don't even notice because of your low wisdom.
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. I barely even recognize the laws of my own deity. So,
Who is your deity, by the way?
Yeah.
Grumbar?
I love Grumbar.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was mostly just because I had to pick one and could not put self.
If you recall, how Kalana ended her session last time was crossing out Melora as her deity and writing Kim in above that, and then writing Veronica
Oh
above
no! That's probably what this is all about!
that.
Well, Laura's gonna kick your ass.
Okay.
Veronica, do you also remember a small... Well, never mind. I'm not going to tell you. If you don't remember, you don't remember. And that's sticking with Kim, too.
Okay. I am just going to... I'm not going to remove anything, cleanse anything, nothing. I am just straight up walking in.
Excellent.
Oh, Madam, okay.
I turn around. Yeah? What?
No, it's okay.
Do I have anything with me?
Do you have anything with you? Yes, you have a number of personal effects. Everything on your character sheet you have, including, I believe, and you can just write this down, you started out with 800 gold. You did not spend any of it, so you should still have 800 gold.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Excellent. Kim enters this area to Melora first, and you immediately see a very tall, maybe 20-foot. It looks. I'm not going to say statue, almost like tree carved in the visage of a hamadryad.
Oh.
Looks like an aspen kind of tree, because hamadryads are different trees. So it's ebony skin with white bark on top of that, and sky blue traveling cloak. And you recognize it as being a giant image of Kalana, very prominently displayed at the front of the Temple of Melora.
Huh.
You have a
Okay.
kind of exasperated-looking hamadryad who walks up to you, wearing robes of sky blue that's kind of kept with a brooch on the kind of the heart of it, that has the sigil of Melora there, and she tries to smile at you, but she looks a little distressed, and she says, "Melora's blessing upon you, my lady."
Yeah, and
Sephatiah.
Hi, so desu ne.
Sure.
あなた様は日本語を話せますか?
And also, namaste. Yeah, we're looking for Melora. I think, right? That's a plan, yes?
Am I the best talky character?
I love that
Really
Kim
weird.
goes into a holy place of Melora and says, "I'd like to find my Lord and Savior Melora." That's almost how it probably hurts in their ears. Oh, we're all seeking Melora in our own way, aren't we? No, but she'll blink at you and say, "You seek Our Lady Melora?"
Well, in a way, we seem to have had a shared dream or vision, and we think Melora gave it to us, and so we were seeking some guidance on its meaning.
You notice that she's looking at you, but almost a little past you, and kind of nods, and almost like she's looking for a quick exit a little bit. She just, it takes her a couple of seconds, like replaying it in her mind to hear, for her to really sink in that you're saying that you saw Melora in a dream, and she kind of blinks and says, "Wait, Melora
No, I
spoke to
I
you?"
didn't say that.
Oh, you said you had a vision.
I said
in
Melora
front of you.
sent us a dream. And yes, Melora sent us a vision.
Of course she did, my daughter. Now, can you please describe to me this dream? She says, almost curtly.
Is this like the Mother Superior of Melora, or is this like somebody who's lower down the totem pole?
From the
Because
city,
I would
so
want to talk with the.
I'd maybe tell you some
I'd want to
stuff
talk with the
without
Mother
rolling.
Superior.
I would say that you have not spoken to this individual before.
Okay.
I'll say that without rolling.
But I would know who like the chief priest or.
Yes, you would
Mother
know that the
Superior would be.
adherent of Melora is Melora's daughter,
Adherent.
Kalana, who's a hamadryad of some renown in the city and kind of worshipped as a hero.
Yeah. And I've probably met Kalana then.
Yeah, certainly. I think we all have.
And so I will say, thank you very much, but I would very much prefer to speak to the Argent. I'm assuming there's only one.
The Argent?
Like, that out of character. I'm assuming that there's only one.
Yeah, Adherent.
And I just forgot the name again. Adherent.
Yes, there's only one. And
I actually haven't had that much to drink. I'm just not doing good today. So that Adherent, yes.
I'm gonna roll some.
I would feel more comfortable to speak directly with the Adherent. He has been very kind to my family.
Okay. You sense that one or two words you said is the first that she begins to take you seriously. And she takes you very seriously and looks at you kind of somberly. And says, the Adherent is a cause of much concern lately. You said you had a dream. You feel Melora prompted you to come here for seeking the Adherent. May I know any details on your dream? It may be of existential importance to this place.
I'm going to roll an insight check.
Please do.
I would like to also roll.
Oh. 3 plus 2 is 5.
5 plus 1 is 6.
You guys both believe that Kim's getting a missionary talk from having said, I'm seeking Melora when she walked into here, and there's some sort of strange initiation.
Well, if there's one thing I hate, it's I probably shouldn't say this. Yeah, no. Okay. I am going to... Now, the statue that I see is Kalana, my friend, whom I have recently touched minds with. Like, I get that, right?
Yes. It would be unmistakable.
Okay. I'm going to, at this point, I think she's just yammering on and doing a spiel. I'm going to grab her by the hand with my hand and then reinforce that with my tail, winding around both of our hands and wrists. And let me roll an intimidate so I'll know if I successfully do anything. Oh, okay, yeah. 19 plus will... 19 plus 18, so 38, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, I'm tired of the small talk. I want to talk to someone in charge, or at least someone with some authority, and if you can't get that to me in the next 2 minutes, we're going to have a problem, and it's going to hurt. And I squeeze my tail.
The second you make contact with the Hamadryad, you realize that this Hamadryad, similar to the other one that you have known, is a contact telepath. And you now believe is a scion as well. That doubly inflicts the intimidate that you're doing in a sort of a way, in that she feels what you're saying in addition to hearing it. And so she shivers at you, and then looks aghast at you, jumps back from your touch if you will allow it, and then almost tries to bow and nearly falls over her robes as she tries to get someone else.
Yeah, I'll let her go back, but as she runs away, I'm going to say, quickly. and this one's going to accompany you.
Uh-huh.
And I point at Jeff and say, make sure she doesn't get away.
I'm not leaving, and I'm not a she. I'm a he. Can't you see?
Right, now you're a he again. Then I'll follow her.
Okay. You follow her. She walks deeper into the Shrine of Melora. There's a lot of people speaking. They seem to be mostly High Elf, Wood Elf, or Hamadryad, with a couple of humans interspersed as well. And you hear a lot of talk of people kind of in hushed tones, and you hear the word heart tree said quite a bit. But they eventually come up to someone who's kind of a very who is somewhat of a certain age. You recognize to be an ancient High Elf who kind of is there before you. And he says, the crowd parts as they see you and kind of whispers a little bit. And he says, Melora's blessing upon you, my daughter. How may I assist you today?
Why is everyone acting so weird? And where is Kelana?
His eyes widen as you say that, and then return a little bit, and he says, Kelana's been a source of much heartache in here recently. She left both the city that champions her and her heart forest to strike her way in the world, and has returned very recently, but not in the best circumstance. There's a lot of magic surrounding the heart trees of all the Hamadryads here to keep them safe, and every bit of spell protecting the heart tree of Kelana has been sending off that it's in some sort of danger from what we can't tell. And we've been unable to reach it with any magic recently. It's as if it has changed in some way.
Is this going to be harmful to her?
He takes a breath at that and says, I suppose it would be hard to say. It would depend on what threatens it. It's very strange to sense anything regarding a heart tree and not be able to sense the source of what it's coming from. He smiles a little bit weakly and says, it's strange for me to share something so openly, but I see that you've already tried to speak your piece here, and I think that Melora leads us all to where we need to be.
Okay. I'm going to kind of turn around and see if my party members are close to me, and if they're close enough for me to give eye contact and kind of like direct them to come over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
think I would have followed you.
Okay.
I would think that.
So I would have followed too.
I think they would have at least been within significant distance to be able to see. So I think it would be relatively easy for you to make some sort of indication towards them.
Okay. I am going to use a daily.
Yes. I think I know the one you're thinking of too.
This is Servant of Vice, and it's going to summon a small creature, and it allows me to ask the DM a question. You set the DC for that question,
okay,
and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So I cast it, and a tiny little black pixie appears, and I ask it, what's the source of this magic?
Go ahead and roll something.
Let's see, 16 plus 7 plus half of my level, so 10. So 26 is what I have.
You get the sense that you can ask a follow-up. You can be asked a follow-up question. This won't count as your answer. So, to which magic are you referring?
Surrounding Kelana's heart tree.
Your pixie takes a breath and then says, the magic protecting it as a daughter of Melora is intended to perceive any threat from the outside. It's less able to perceive any threat that might come from inside. If it senses a threat and it can't sense from where, it might come from Kelana herself.
What?
Go ahead.
I need to freshen up my drink. It might be a good time to take a quick restroom break. And I know that there's been a lot of hidden information. It's been a little bit confusing. But I think that if we take 5, we can get on track with figuring out some of the secrets that reside in this town and this forest. Does that sound fair?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
Quick 5.
Yep.
Thank you.
to be interesting to see how we can figure out what to pursue.
I legitimately did not understand what he just said. Like, yeah.
I'm
So that-
completely lost. Yay! Happiness.
Was it the danger? Yeah. So I'm gonna get up and go to the bathroom as well.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not. Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants.
Hello, Tasia. Hi.
Hello.
Queen Penelope back online.
Welcome back.
This is where my mom went to college. This is where my mom got her degree. Here's where my mom got here, not here. Getting a college degree. International business, marketing, accounting, healthcare. It's a real accomplishment. Classrooms come to you. Here, right here. This is where my dad, my grandfather met. Go mom. Technology changes everything. Maybe.
So that person was a total jerk today to you, Emily, and I'm mad about it. I rolled initiative on her ass.
The person who told me
That's
I was
uncalled.
sick because I wasn't wearing earrings. Yeah, that was like a 70-year-old woman.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre to me.
I hate old people.
No.
They make me so mad. Like, just consistently, they think that, social niceties just don't matter to them anymore. It's like, you know what? Don't be fucking rude. Just because you're 80 fucking years old doesn't mean you get to be rude to me.
Well, and it's funny because I do like my earrings, don't get me wrong, but I don't wear earrings every day. It's not unusual for me to forget them or for me to take them off, particularly if I wear dangly ones, I'll take them off.
Yeah.
But who the fuck cares if you show up to work without a pair of earrings one day? I mean, what if someone get off being mean to you about that? That's...
Yeah. Well, actually, she wasn't mean. She was highly concerned that I actually was ill. I don't know. I don't know how people think sometimes. So, and it's really funny. This is a lady who works for an organization that is it's a women's organization that she works for. It's a branch of the bigger organization, and she's come to me several times and said, how do we get more young women involved in this? Next time she asks that, I might be like, don't be a bitch. That's how you get more young women involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I asked you if you were sure you want to do that, because I'm like, that's a 70-year-old woman. You're going to KO her in, like, one hit.
Oh, is she a minion? Cool. Use some minions.
Oh, but they
That's
got that
how I'm going
high
to see everyone at my
AC.
work from now on. Minions.
Gonna roll initiative on everyone who's mean to everyone from my games all day, every day.
Oh, good, so I can be mean.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, I take care of my own. You can do whatever you want. This world is your oyster.
Oh. It's funny, that's what my new neighbors were saying, too.
Well, I'm ready to jump back into it whenever you all are.
I'm ready when you are.
I
Yeah,
understand
guys,
the
I've got
prompts.
about, I'm sorry, but I've got about another hour, and
Okay,
then I'm going to
that's
turn
just
into a
fine.
pumpkin.
I understand
Just
the prompts.
having,
Go ahead,
yeah.
sorry. Constantly talking
well,
over
just
people.
having played D&D with people on different, in different
Time
time
zones,
zones,
yeah.
I just know that around midnight I become pretty useless. I might as well go to bed.
Gotcha. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And,
Sorry.
yeah, let's just get what we can then, certainly. So, either through the DC or through ineptitude of the DM or for whatever reason, we got a very cryptic answer from our deity question that we just were able to ask. As you're pontificating that answer that didn't necessarily ring true to you, Kim, you do notice one of the Hamadryad that's kind of in this gathering of people here kind of suddenly looks different and off, despondent, and then falls to the ground.
Is he male
There are
and
no...
beautiful?
Hamadryad are a species without gender, but that typically conform to female.
Okay. I am going to run over, but let me make a wisdom check real quick.
Sure.
Let's see if I can do this. Okay, I'm going to run over, and my wisdom is 15, but realizing that I smell just naturally of fire and brimstone,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to make it worse. So I'm going to be like, are they okay? What's going on?
Curiously, you should say they, because very soon it isn't just the one Hamadryad, but there's many more that are surrounding you. You're going to have some trouble.
Oh, son of a bitch. Can I roll a nature check?
Please do, yeah.
I don't have a great nature, but we'll try. I rolled a 5 plus 4 is 9.
9. You're an inhabitant of the city.
This is not natural behavior for them.
No, it's not natural behavior for them, but okay. Yeah, but I would say, even with that relatively low roll, that Hamadryad do have a particular heart tree that they're kind of bound to. And you do know that around here there are many of them around. I'm not saying that's immediately relevant to what you're saying, but you did hear the same deity answer. I'm going to say that the party heard it, that you heard from Veronica. Use that keyword a lot, even if it was cryptic. Didn't make much sense in the context that it was given. But you do know that the answer to what Veronica had asked had said that keyword a couple of times, and you do know that keyword rings true to what's here.
So something might be happening to their heart trees.
Could be.
Boy, I
Where
wish we had
are
a healer.
Yeah, that'd be so super right now.
Where are the what?
I'm not a wizard. No, sorry, I'm a cleric of Melora.
Oh,
Says so right here in my character
you
sheet.
also a
I speak
Hamadryad.
Sparrow.
Yeah, and I'm lavender. And I'm level 12.
Nice.
Okay, I am going to. I am going to mentally send telepathically try to communicate with the head priest that I just spoke with,
Yeah.
and just send down a message like, what do I need to do to help you?
I love the idea that Kim now believes that she's telepathic.
Yeah,
Because with Scion
I
powers,
don't, like,
you can
like, I
reciprocate.
don't think, I don't have the understanding that that's not my power.
Which I love. So Kim strikes a pose and looks meaningfully at the priest and thinks very hard at him.
You said the high priest is an elf, not a Hamadryad?
That's right. He's an ancient, I think in the
He's an ancient
700s, high elf. Yeah.
Okay. So, I might go up to him and say, High Priest, do you know what's going on? Is this a ritual I don't know about?
He was attending to one of the Hamadryads when you did, and he said, he reaches up towards you and says, Baroness, I think that this forest, which is of great import to Melora, is in some sort of danger. I hate to trouble you, but we would be eternally grateful if you would do what you can to investigate the places that are most sacred to Melora.
Eternally grateful usually means some kind of reward. I say as I turn on my
Thinking the
heels.
same.
He says, you read my mind.
And I'm like, yes! I take a note specifically. I can I can communicate telepathically now. And I mark the date.
He says metaphorically,
Fully believe it.
You read my mind.
Believe it!
Believe it! Hashtag. Any resources of Melora's would be yours. If it's financial remuneration you'd wish, you can have it. There are also some relics that we have of this temple that might be of interest to some adventurers such as yourself, but please do what you can, and I will see to it that your heart's desire will be given you.
I pull out a map, and I just say, and also a red Sharpie, and I say, please circle where it is that we need to go.
I'm gonna look at that map. Does that map make any sense to me?
You may roll real quick, because I know we spent so long on the RPs, and we may be pressed on time and want to get some action in. Quickly roll something.
12 plus 7 history. How about
Perfect.
that?
You are aware that is a map of an area of the world in which you are not.
So that's not quite where we are. Would I know, though, where some of the more sacred places of Melora are, though?
Yes. You would know that much of the cityscape almost melds with some of the forestscape at one point, where like a lot of wood elves live in living trees and in buildings, and beyond that, even further, there are places of some import. You also know that there's a particular guardian of Melora that might be able to speak to and give you some answers.
What do you mean, guardian of Melora? Because when you say that, I picture the angel with a flaming sword outside the gates of Eden.
Curious that you'd think that. You do know that there are places in this forest that are cordoned off by some seraphs of Melora.
Ooh,
And
good
they're
call.
usually helpful?
What's that?
And are they usually helpful?
No, they're very cryptic and weird.
Oh, fun. But so there are sacred spaces inside the city, but then there are more important ones outside the city.
Yes, and specifically in these
All
woods.
right. So I will say that to the party. There are some sacred places, inside Baya, but the big ones are outside, and they tend to be well guarded. And I've never been to any of them.
That's correct. None of them. Almost no one has.
Right. I'm realizing the way I built my
sorry.
character was essentially to be like this rebellious girl, and the longer she knows Kim, the longer she realizes that she's totally not a rebellious girl.
Kim tends to take everything you thought you knew about yourself and kind of turn it on its head pretty fast.
Yeah. So both she and I are a little bit surprised to be this helpful and this much of a leader.
Tasya, you were trying to say something a little earlier. What was that?
Yeah, I'm gonna speak to the high elf.
Yes.
Can I?
Yes, please.
And I'm saying like, I'm sorry, but what exactly are we looking for? What type of things you think we're gonna find?
He looks somberly at you and says, I wish I knew. The Hamadryad here and the ones are creatures that are the living will of a forest made flesh. The woods here are a specific entity as much as you or I, and the Hamadryad are some aspect of that entity made whole. And for whatever reason, they're dying, or at least are in peril. And we first knew this when we felt, through spells protecting the heart tree of our adherent, Kalana, that she was in trouble, but as you can see, some problem has reached further than that. I wish I had more to tell you. Perhaps there could be more that could be learned there.
Where is Kalana's heart tree?
A lot of people bristle at you asking that directly, as if it's a little uncouth.
Would I be smart? Would I be smarter not to say that directly?
Like,
would I be
say
smart
it,
enough?
because I hope we get to action. You say that.
Oh.
A couple people bristle at it a little bit.
Well, I'm a bad girl. I'm the rebellious daughter.
The priest kind of puts his hand up a little bit at some people and says, that information would be just between Kalana and Melora. I would not know.
Oh, if only we had a way to tap into Kalana's mind.
I like how every game I make turns so hippy-dippy so quickly. Just on a dime.
Where is your heart tree?
No. It's just dragons and goblins and orcs. They quit.
So
Now that I heard that
subtle.
out loud, it's too cheesy. It's too cheesy even for me. And if it's too cheesy for Sailor Moon Sam, it's too cheesy for anyone.
No, I got it. I feel like maybe the womb of your people is being invaded.
And not in a normal good way.
I don't know if you want to get pregnant or not, but I feel like you should have a say.
I had...
Fully believing that I'm psychic, y'all. Fully believing.
Believe it!
Or not psychic, telepathic, sorry.
But you're saying this, or you're just imagining.
No, when I'm
it?
whispering, I'm saying it in my mind.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you guys don't hear that, but you see my brows furrow a little bit, and I get really quiet and still. Because I feel like maybe that's the key to reaching out telepathically, is utter stillness and furrow brows.
The only time Kim is ever silent and not
Are
moving
you
is when
okay?
she thinks she's
Yes.
telepathic.
I'm like a child.
Are you okay? You're like still
Really
for a little while.
Do I get anything back?
You can feel that she is there, and you are aware that a number of her spells continue to be cast on you. You also notice that there's a disturbance, kind of a site of the
forest.
temple, and that there is a lot of, like, suddenly loud voices at one end of this otherwise serene place.
Angry?
Alarmed and scared.
I look for where the source of that is coming from.
It would be from an entrance to this place, not from where you guys entered, but from where it more opens up into the forest itself. And in looking in that direction, you unmistakably see and perceive and smell fire.
Shit, these are Hamadryads!
And so
That's
I
not
look
Liz.
back at the high priest and I say, get those people that are vulnerable out of this area into some source of water. We'll take care of this. And I pull out a horse bridle and I just kind of flick it, and there is a fucking magnificent black beast of a horse with a big old flowy tail and mane. I hop on and I extend my hand for whoever to hop on and ride bitch.
What did you guys take that hand?
I'm gonna assume that Jeff takes that, and that I'm going to commandeer another horse that I see because I can.
Excellent.
I've never played a
Great
noble
that you
before. I'm
can.
kind of digging this.
The high elf immediately agrees and tries to get these Hamadryads in water or something, because fire fucks their fucking shit the fuck up. And you guys head in that direction, I think?
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's head towards that.
Right before we exit, I'm going to yell out to the elves, or to the elf, and I'm like, you said something about a relic. Is anything going to be helpful for fire?
He says, it's kind of hippy-dippy shit, but there might be something that'd be helpful to you as a player character.
Okay, is it nearby?
No, there's not a particular item that would immediately help with
Is there
fire.
a chalice of everlasting water?
Yeah, you could maybe use the wine one, although it does have alcohol, and alcohol would burn.
It's alcohol. It's going to make
And
it
we
worse, Sam.
flambe the heart trees with a little bit of sage and garlic salt.
I have a really high embarrassment meter. I think you've seen that in me. I go 100% in everything that I do. But there comes a point where it kind of tips over a little bit, and the words of my own creation, when they're told back to me, just make me cringe. And we're at that point with
Right.
Archery, and I fucking hate it now.
No, I love it. I love it so much.
It's really
So,
Hamadryad
as we're
lore.
moving towards the fire, I'm gonna roll an Arcana check to
Please
see
do.
if there's any magical shit
Yeah,
going
absolutely.
down.
Oh, good
That's
call.
5 plus 12, 15.
Excellent. Yeah, there's some sort of magic. You are almost immediately aware. I interpret Arcana as just paying attention in every respect. So it's unmistakable that there are strange and different-looking people that are there attacking and murdering the shit out of people in this temple, out of still Hamadryad, who are just kind of looking despondently, and of the other attendants as well. And I'm going to get an image
Wait.
for you.
Wait, so there's fire and then there's additional beings?
Yes, there are beings coming into this area with that fire, or like in the place that's
Okay.
on fire.
From
Okay.
from the place that's on fire, they are coming into the temple and they are wrecking shit.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Can I do a thing real quick?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to roll a nature. Yes, 12 plus 1 to make my horse rear up onto its hind legs and do one of those like huge neighs or whatever so that focus is immediately on me. I'm going to roll an acrobatics to flip off of this horse while it does this.
Oh god.
13 plus...
And intimidate everybody.
Oh, fuck yes. Just a plain 13 to flip off of the horse. Is that successful?
13 to flip off the horse?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't need to be pretty.
Yeah.
I just need to stick that mount.
No, it looked
Or
beautiful
stick
in
the
your
landing.
mind when you were thinking through what you're doing. That's not exactly what happens, but you are still able to effectively get off this horse and onto your feet.
Do I
Okay.
sense what
Hashtag
she's
nailed
doing?
Yeah, she's trying to be flamboyant. And I like
Oh
it.
You
god,
probably
I'm
need to
gonna
roll a
die.
nature to either stay on the horse or jump off with me, I would assume.
Yeah, you're gonna need to roll
But to
something
jump
as well,
off's
Jeff.
not nature. Okay.
Oh, and by the way, on Roll20, there's an image uploading of the beings that you see murdering the fucking shit out of Melora dudes. you see that?
Okay.
I got an 18 in acrobatics.
18?
Plus 2.
Nice.
Okay. So your
18
tiefling
plus 2. 20.
in 10...
Oh, this looks something like out of Call of Cthulhu.
Your tiefling jumps off the horse and tries to backflip, doesn't quite, and barely catches herself with her tail. Some of her 1,600 gold pieces kind of scattering to the ground unintended. Jeff, your changeling, does a perfect backflip off the horse and lands right next to you, ready to go. You notice these
Can I
spider
take a
things?
bow?
Yeah, you
Larissa
should.
is duly impressed. I'm just wondering if what Kim said about tieflings is true.
Well,
Or what Kim
Probably.
said about changelings is true. Sorry.
I am going to now put my bag of holding kind of like on the ground, keeping like I'm just identifying like what I believe is the strongest invading being there, and making eye contact, pulling my armor out of my bag and just like strapping on. So that should take me a full 2 rounds to do, but I'm going to do that intimidatingly, as though to say, by the time I have this armor on, your ass should be running.
Interesting.
18 plus 18, 36 to intimidate. So I enhance the smell of fire and brimstone. My eyes go fiery red, and I am just aggressively strapping on armor. I pull my flail out of the bag of holding and like drop it beside me like shit just got real.
Okay. Yeah. 12 seconds is 2 rounds to put on your armor, but 36 in Intimidate is about as good as you can do. Also, Kalana is doing your skill enhancement with that, too. Did you contribute that extra 3?
Yes, I did
You
add
did.
that 3.
Awesome. You're so good at the D&Ds. So 36 is godly. So I will say that even though you would be at a disadvantage rolling up into this and having to equip your armor, like put your armor on and then go to this, that would hurt you in this initiative order, but you are going to be able to have a surprise round of combat on these people as they are so intimidated.
Nice.
So as Kim does that, Larissa's going to reach around and she's going to pull out a short little stick that she's going to sort of hold, and it's going to extend to a full quarterstaff, and she's going to do some cool martial arts, spinning the staff over and around, and she throws it up in the air and catches it and looks all cool. And tries to assist the Intimidate. No, she did fine on the Intimidate, but I
No,
wanna be
you
cool.
should. You should.
Yep.
Can I use an encounter?
Yes, we are not entering combat yet, so if it's like an RP thing, then sure,
No,
but if it is a combat
but I have a
specific thing, I'd wait
+2.
a moment.
No, it functions like an intimidate, but
Okay.
it hits, so I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
So it's dread presence.
Oh, Jesus. You
I
guys...
should.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't really know how to do it. I need to throw in D20, maybe. I don't know.
Why don't you, so you're doing Dread Presence, you're a changeling, we can RP that as you changing your shape. Since we don't have this particular power, why don't you roll me a d20, I'll give you a really big boost, and you'll try some Intimidate as well. And we'll give you some advantage if it works.
Okay, I rolled a 2.
Okay.
That's it.
Your changeling friend takes on the image of a pixie and tries to do the most intimidating growl that kind of comes out almost like a meow kind of a thing at these things.
Aw.
And
That
it's
was cute.
you're not sure what she's going for, but it's kind of adorable. It's based off that too.
Now I can fully believe that we did sleep together. Now that I know this, I'm like, oh, adorable.
It's just starting to make sense. I
Yes.
love how every time you're in a party, Kim, you end up berating people as like your main form of attack is just mental like fuck you-ness to whoever you're fighting.
No wonder
yeah,
she
no.
thinks that she's telepathic.
Yeah, she believes
Yeah,
that she's
no.
telepathic.
I totally built this character to intimidate the fuck out of people.
Okay,
So,
why don't we go ahead and roll initiative?
okay.
There are 5 of these. There are 3 of these things, by the way.
Okay. 17 for Kim.
18.
23 for me.
10.
Okay, you guys get a surprise round of combat because of
No.
Kim's intimidation. Kim, by the way, as the skill empowerment from Kalana's magic recedes, you sense it cast again, which is impossible because it's a daily. But somehow that happens.
Okay. Let's see.
So you guys get a full round of combat before these things get to do anything.
So I'm gonna do the thing I think that will hit all of them. Are they all gathered together? Could I hit all of them with a burst 2 attack?
For burst 2, you can hit 2 of the 3.
Those things are so fucking creepy.
Aren't they?
Yeah, it's awesome.
So
Yeah.
what the hell? We'll do shock sphere. Or we won't. 3 plus 9, 12 versus reflex.
12 versus reflex. That will miss.
Okay. None of this stuff is gonna help me right now, so that's all I do.
Okay.
Okay.
Next up. Let's type the initiative order here in chat.
As a minor action, I'm going to gain concealment. So I'm going to cast a shadow, so it's just going to kind of get dark, even though I think we're still kind of in the building, right? Like, just barely, is that correct? Or
It's a
am I
very
incorrect
open
here?
thing. So there is
Okay.
definitely sky above you. But you're in a place that will
Okay.
still be a part of the shrine.
Wonderful. So some of the shadows, just the natural lighting and the shadows in there are going to start kind of covering me. And I'm still going to do this in, like, still my eyes are glowing red. So while my body is disappearing, you're going to see my eyes, and then I'm going to blink, and those are gone. And I have partial concealment.
Shit. Nice.
And I'm also gaining 5 temporary hit points.
Cool.
And now I am going to attack.
Nice.
Let's see. Ferocious Strike. I have combat advantage. 19 plus 9 versus AC.
Hit.
Okay. That's 7 damage.
Okay. 7 damage on one of them. Anything else, Veronica?
That's all for now.
Excellent. Tasia, it's your turn.
I'm gonna use Stone Blood,
Excellent.
and
That's
it's
good.
against Fortitude.
Yeah.
It's 17 versus Fortitude.
Hit. Stoneblood, is
Okay.
that a burst or is that a single target?
It's a burst.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
10 squares.
I'm gonna say you can encapsulate
First
all three.
one.
I think you need to roll against each one, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
have to roll against AC.
So you
Yeah,
you
the
hit on
second
first
one was 20.
Hit.
Not great, 20.
Right.
And the third one was 16.
Excellent. You hit all three if it's versus fortitude.
The first one takes 10, and it's slowed until the end of the next turn. The second one takes 9. The third one takes 7.
Good
All
work.
of them are slowed.
And it's necrotic damage, right?
I
I think so.
don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Well, good work. It's now going to be the plague changed turn. I'm gonna go first.
Is this Final Fantasy VIII music?
Yes, it is. Good work. The first one is going to come into melee distance of Jeff. You're the one that most recently attacked, so probably of Jeff. Is going to attempt Cold Fire Claw. It rolls for the first attack. The first attack is going to be 19 versus AC. Does that hit? Tasia, this is attacking you. 19 versus AC.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
Excellent. And the second claw from this first one is going to be 25 versus your AC. I think that hits. So I'm going to roll damage
Yeah.
for both of those now. This is both fire and cold damage that you're getting at the same time.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's cold fire claws. It's like both heating and cooling.
Do I get fire damage?
Do you get resistance to fire? What's your question?
I think so. All my attacks are based on fire.
They are. It would be on page 3 of the character sheet if you do or not. By the way, it was 15 damage.
I'm trying to
for that full
find.
attack. That's a fuck ton.
I don't know. I can't find it.
Okay, if you do find that you do have resistance to that, I'll lessen that. But for now, you took 15 damage.
Okay.
The second one rolls up on Emily, and it's going to try the same thing. Cold Fire Claws. Its first attack is 13 versus your AC.
That will not hit. I will dodge while spinning my quarter.
But I got you now. The second attack is 10 versus your AC.
Oh, you totally have me like back at level -2.
Oh, damn it. Well, this one, as a free action, thinks that its whole life has been a mistake. And wonders what choices led it to this moment in time.
Yeah.
And the third one comes up on Kim, now that she's returned, and is going to do Cold Fire Claws against Kim.
Did it roll perception to see me?
Oh, it's a good point. Perhaps you're not a valid target. They do not. This one, falls in line with the other one attacking Emily's character, and it's going to attack you again, Emily. The same attack, Cold Fire Claws, that was going to be 16 versus your AC.
That won't hit.
I'm not rolling very low right now. And then the second attack is going to be a 7 versus your AC.
You know, that one actually oh, no, wait. No, sorry, that was a smudge. No.
God damn it. I never rolled above a 10 against you. And I rolled 4 attacks against you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well, that one ends its turn. Tasia, did you become bloodied, taking 15 damage? Out of curiosity?
No.
No. Okay. Got it. Alright, so that's my turn. The next up on the initiative order is... top of the round. I think, is that you, Kim?
I think it's Emily.
Me. Mm-hmm.
That's right. It's Emily.
So, they did fire and cold. Can
Yes.
I roll a quick nature to see if I would know if they might be vulnerable to something?
Yeah, you can. You can roll anything you'd like at any time. The DC is
4 plus 10 is 14.
You're not entirely sure what this creature is.
No, I'm not.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if I should throw. I can throw some lightning. I can throw some. So I'm gonna throw a freezing burst. That'll be a burst 1, and so I'm gonna center it on myself.
Okay, you do have 2 within melee of you, so that's good.
Yeah, I don't really have great melee attacks. When I'm building, I try to give some people at least 1
Sure.
melee and 1 range. But this is yeah. So anyway,
It's an essential character. I gotcha.
yeah. So I need to roll against each creature. Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
All right, first creature, I rolled a critical failure, and the second creature, I rolled a natural 20!
Hey! Oh, that spectrum.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, Avandra, you're kind of messed up. Yay!
All right, so what's full damage
Yeah.
on that?
So, this is going to be arcane cold damage. And it is... it's 11 whole damage, and I'm gonna slide that target away from me. I can slide it 1 square.
Okay, it takes 11 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent.
And it's cold.
And it's terribly.
Which was why I was trying to figure out if it maybe was gonna have resistance cold.
You've
but-
seen them do a cold attack, but as far as you can tell, this attack hit in its full force against this dude.
Yeah, it's full 11 HP force.
This Broham just frowns at you so hard,
Yeah.
and there's a spider leg coming through his mouth, and it twitches a little bit.
Yeah,
as you're trying to nature
I
it, by the
imagine
way,
this-
you do see it. This is a spider with limbs and feelers from it inside of this seemingly human host.
Oh.
And there's an actual, like, one of its 8 spider legs is through the back of the neck where the cerebellum would be, and coming out the mouth of this thing as well, and is twitching independently.
Okay.
Veronica's face is
That
very
makes me
funny at
happy.
that.
I
happy.
do just want to say that the way I'm picturing this is not how it's written down. I picture me doing something that Elsa does in Frozen, like just stepping on the ground and
yeah.
ice comes out, and then she punches one of the dudes in the face. That's the
You should always feel at liberty to write your own flavor text because
Yeah.
you are better at this character than they can possibly write it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think happened. So
Excellent.
the ice slid him back, but I also punched him in the face because he was in melee, and I got a natural 20, so I
Good
punched
work.
him in the face.
So, according to what I have written down, one of them has taken 20 damage, one has taken 7, one has taken 14. All right. Great turn. Next up,
I also have no minors, which is frustrating.
Is
Okay,
I think Veronica, and then Tasia's leading up the rear.
I could have rerolled the natural. You know what? Keep going. Whatever.
That is up to DM. It's up to you.
If you can reroll if you want, maybe if you have an ability.
No, it's fine. We passed on.
Lesson learned.
Okay.
I'll keep my elven accuracy. It's been so long since I played an elf.
Okay, so I am going to... I no longer have my concealment, so I'm going to flank with someone if I possibly can. Is that...
Emily only slid one of them away, so there's one within melee distance of her. She would be a good person to flank with. I think Jeff might work
Okay.
as well. They both have one of them on them.
So I'm going to go towards the icy figure, the one that just got iced, I guess.
Cool.
If that's possible, and I'm going to flank with Emily, and I am going to... If I'm behind him, do I have any other that are adjacent to me?
So you're flanking this one.
Mhm.
This would be there would be only one that is within melee distance of you in that case.
Okay. So I'm going to do Vengeance Strike. Let me move this where I can see. 11Zs plus 9. So 20 versus AC.
Hit.
Okay. And 8 damage. Ugh.
Excellent. This is the one that had taken 20 damage, and it's now bloodied. And how that bloodied
Oh.
happens is that you are murdering the shit out of the host, and you were at first very confident that you've killed this humanoid creature ahead of you. Why don't you describe how you killed this humanoid creature?
So I sneak up on its back, and I take my flail, and I just plant the ball of my flail in between its shoulder blades.
Okay.
And I try and hit the spine.
You do so. The body falls to the ground, twitching, and the spider does an immediate interruptibility as the whole thing becomes bloodied, and does seek host against you.
Oh shit!
Oh god. Not nice.
I wish we had a healer. Doo-da, doo-da.
Alright, let me roll against your... Oh, that's probably not going to hit you. I think that's 17 versus your will.
Oh, no. I'm 18.
Okay, it does touch you because this is an ability that does some damage on miss, physically, and as it does, like shards of pain kind of assault your mind a little bit as the spider is crawling at your armor and clawing at it, and you do notice that it, like many of the creatures here, seem to be contact telepath, which would make you think it's perhaps somehow indigenous to this place.
Okay.
That's something you've seen a lot. I'm gonna roll half damage.
Does she get anything mentally when it swipes at her?
You get an intense hunger, and then you see yourself through its eyes, and you see it really wanting to possess your carcass.
Not the first time.
That's 11 damage. It's still your turn, unless if there's anything else you want to do. That was an immediate interrupt. If not, then your turn's done.
Let me take that. Okay, so I just did my move standard. I still have a minor. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do my minor action, Diabolic Transformation, where I transform into a diabolical brute until the end of this encounter.
Fuck yeah.
So you don't change? So you don't change?
I get even worse. So I have +2 regen, an extra to my fire resistance, and +2 bonus to damage rolls.
Awesome.
And attack rolls. Okay. So that's all I do.
Cool. You now have a spider ahead of you. Great turn. Next up is Tasia.
I'm gonna use Fountain of Flame,
Excellent.
and it's a burst 1. And I rolled poorly. I rolled 12.
Total?
I don't know. It hits? Yeah.
Versus what?
4 plus 8.
AC?
Reflex.
Versus
Reflex.
I think you did 12 before in Reflex, and I'm pretty sure that missed before. It will again.
No, I didn't, but okay.
Oh, you didn't? I'm sorry, I thought so.
How many do I have in my burst?
So there's just one that's right in front of you. There's one that's by Veronica, and there's one that's been pushed away from Emily. So they're all kind of separated. Okay. I don't know that you could hit more than one, by the way we've been Theater of the Minding it.
So only one?
Yes.
So that's it.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
My turn. We're pretty well split up, where there's one by each person. So the first one's going to attack Tasia.
Oh,
that's going to be 11 versus your AC. Probably nice.
No.
And then the next one is going to be 15 versus your AC.
No.
Still haven't rolled above a 10 in the last 6 rounds of combat.
You need your dice.
Emily, the one that you shifted away from you, comes back into melee range and reaches at you. And it's not the spider yet, although there is a limp through the mouth that's kind of clawing at you a little bit too. And then there's blood from the person's mouth that's dripping down that tentacle as well. It's more the humanoid figure clawing at you. That totally misses. And the second one is going to be 18 versus your AC.
18 matches.
18 matches. Tie goes to the runner.